is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Mellow Mondays podcast. Good to be back with you guys this week as usual. This week I don't know. I didn't have any glaring subject jump out at me, at least not something that I could, kind of form some sort of conscious thought about what I'm learning or whatever. So I think instead of talking about my week, I was just going to tell some stories. Some stories about Lake of the Ozarks. I know I've talked about the lake quite a bit over past podcast episodes. So if you're bored of it, just don't listen. But those of you who are new or maybe haven't listened to my older stuff, my family's had a house on Lake of the Ozarks for 30 years, almost 31 years. So they literally bought it. My grandparents bought it 3 months after I was born. And so, hold on, let me clean my glasses off too. They look really dirty. So they bought this lake house, 3 months after I was born. I spent every summer there for my entire life up until recently, when I was touring and now living out in Colorado. Obviously, it's a little tough to make it out there. But it's one of the things I miss the most about now being out here in Colorado. I love what I'm doing. I'm feeling fulfilled with my job. I have a much better work-life balance. All these different things that we've been talking about on the podcast, but I miss the lake a lot, and I miss being able to spend time with family and friends there. And I think that's been tough for me over the past couple of years. While I was touring, I was still able to make it there every now and then, so it still felt like I could go. Somehow I'd always end up going there on July 4th. But now that we're in Colorado, so last year was only the second time that I was not able to go to the lake for the 4th of July. And the first time was when I was traveling abroad in Europe, and I almost didn't stay longer because I was like, I got to be there for the 4th. The 4th of July at the lake is my favorite time of year. We do homemade ice cream, we do tie-dye, we do fireworks, and just the atmosphere, the vibe. I pick up on the energy of everyone. There's just so many people there hanging out, grilling, have a good time. It's just such a cool place, and wasn't able to go. And then this year we didn't even have any fireworks just because we live in Colorado, and we were, obviously we're kind of in a drought. Not kind of, we are in a drought, and we don't have a lot of water, so there was fire bans and stuff. So no fireworks or anything where we were, which is good. We don't want to burn the valley down, but sad in that I miss having fireworks. But I don't know. I think this week, for whatever reason, I've just been thinking about the lake a lot. I miss being able to be there. I miss being able to ride my jet ski. For those of you who don't know, I have a stand-up jet ski that I love to rip around in the main channel with the homies. And we chase big 40, 50-foot cruisers, big boats. And so they basically go just below, just above an idle. And they throw up this massive ocean-sized wave. And we have depending on who it is, 3 to 5 guys all mobbing after this boat, jumping waves and doing no-handers and one-handers and waving and all this stuff. It's sweet. And the boats down there love it. It's all a bunch of people partying or whatever, so they're all cheering you on and getting photos and all that sort of thing. Some boats, we've run into boats with scorecards down there, which is pretty sick. So you'll do a jump and they'll show you a score or whatever it's pretty much always a 10 or an 8. Nobody, they're just chilling, but it's cool. But I miss being able to do that stuff. I think that's one of the trade-offs of being here. I think once I'm more established, I'm hoping to be able to go back to the lake at least once or twice a year, just to be able to spend some time there, because it really is one of those places that you just feel at home. It doesn't matter how long you've been gone. You just come back, and I love driving the boat and skiing and tubing and all these different activities. There's just so much to do, and I love doing it all. So it's you wake up, you eat breakfast. My dad has always cooked breakfast, or my grandpa as well. Wake up, eat some pancakes, bacon, sausage, hash browns, whatever. Just fond memories of walking up in the upstairs and smelling all of the food in the morning. And you eat. Sometimes we'll go ski before, if it's midsummer. We'll get up, ski, and then eat, just because Lake of the Ozarks gets super rough. It's crazy. You can't do anything during midday that involves smooth water. And I'm kind of a water snob now. Just because when you've been there your entire life, like I don't need to ski in choppy water. Like I want it glass smooth. So get up, do that, eat breakfast, and come back. Probably go ride the jet ski, maybe go out to eat for lunch or just get something in the house, whatever. And then floaty time, maybe build like a little tube obstacle course, run and jump, king of the hill, like ride the jet ski some more, maybe ski later that night, and then like really fond memories of just the Weber charcoal grill. Like the gas grill is much more convenient, right? Like I have a gas grill here at the RV. It's convenient, turn it on, cook, eat, you're good to go. But there's something about the process of the Weber with the charcoal. Like I always remember starting the coals, because you start them in this little, I don't actually know what it's called, like a little chimney thing. So you light the bottom and it slowly works its way up and gets the coals lit. That takes maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So we'd start that, go ski your tube or whatever, come back, dump the coals, let it cool off just a little bit, and then just like really fond memories of burgers, brats, hot dogs, like corn on the cob, onion rings, like all of these different things that just like, it just reminds you of the lake. And so now anytime someone in our campground is like grilling out with charcoal, I can feel those memories. Like I just like, it's such a visceral response. Like you're like, oh my gosh, like that is the smell of the lake. And I think it was like 2 weeks ago, somebody was grilling out on charcoal and I smelled it. I was like, oh, I'm so sad. Like I was so sad that I wasn't at the lake. Like I miss it so much. And that was like the biggest trade-off about moving for sure, is just, as I've stated here, like just such fond memories of spending time with family there. Like that's just always what we did in the summers, and I love doing it. Sorry, I'm trying a new black tea. It's a decaf black tea. Um, it's not as good as I thought it would be, to be honest, but it's okay. It has a little cinnamon flavor, which I wasn't really looking for. I was looking more for like an English breakfast tea, but I couldn't find like a true blend that was decaf because I don't drink caffeine. It's like a whole thing, whatever, it doesn't matter. Not pertaining to the lake at all. But yeah, I don't know, I think I've been fortunate over the past couple of years. Like during COVID, we lived at the lake for however many months or whatever. So got a lot of lake time in there. And then last off season, we went down to the lake when we got back from Colorado, spent some time there over the spring, early spring, like I guess we did like February, March, went down there, and that's where we did all the renovations on the RV and stuff. But yeah, I just haven't really had that like summer experience in a couple years. Like I just miss shooting fireworks. Like I love fireworks. Like that's me and my dad's tradition, is fireworks show on the 4th of July. I don't know if anyone else in the family really cares, but like I just have such fond memories of us shooting off fireworks together. Like it's so fun. And like I remember this one year we did the show. It was probably the last show we did, or maybe the show before. So this was probably, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was during COVID. I'm not positive. But we do some artillery shells, and we have a bunch of like 500-gram cakes and stuff. I mean, it's nothing crazy. But I guess I accidentally loaded the artillery shell upside down. So they have these, like the wick comes out the bottom and then it runs up, and it's got this little string at the top that kind of holds the wick. I think it just got cut. So when I loaded it, it was facing face down. Shot it off. It exploded in the canister. Went, we're not that far away on the dock, maybe 15, 20 feet. I mean, if that. It shot through me and my dad. We both were like, oh my gosh, like freaking out. Like it was like, are you okay? Are you burned? Whatever. There was this pontoon boat nearby that like cussed at us. Not at us, but like, oh my gosh, like that was crazy. And we're like, yeah, like you were further away than we were. And it was funny. They like sped off and like whatever. So this is like a funny memory I have of the last couple fireworks shows we did. I always buy these big artillery shells as well that are just noise, like no color or break or anything like that. I mean, there is break, but no like fancy break or whatever. And that's how I kind of start the weekend off. When you get to the lake, you go shoot one of those off. You let everyone know that like, hey, it's 4th of July. We're ready to have a good time, like that sort of thing. So I don't know, just little traditions like that really make me, I don't know, miss the lake. And I think that like, if we were to tie this all into what am I learning this week, I think I'm just trying to learn to be okay with change, and to be okay, giving something up for a while in order to achieve a new goal. And that kind of aligns with everything we've been talking about, right? Like it's kind of the theme of the past couple months for me. But I don't know. I miss doing it. I really do. I miss it a lot. And I'm hoping next year I'll be able to get out there more. Maybe this off season be able to go. I mean, because the fall on the lake is amazing too. Like it's amazing all year round. It's cool when it ices over, and there's snow and all that stuff. So there's like you can enjoy it in all the seasons. But I miss summer at the lake the most. Like I love summer at the lake so much. And yeah, I'm just trying to learn to grow in that and to be okay with trying something new. But like I'm definitely going to find a way to get there. Like we're going to figure out a way to make it work. I just can't do it right now, unfortunately, just because new in my career and trying to establish, same thing we've been talking about. We don't need to keep going into it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys have that place as well. That place where you feels like home and you can just go and relax and have fun and hang out. And maybe you've had to give that up as well. And so I definitely feel your pain. I understand. I can empathize with that. But yeah, I know I've talked a lot about the lake a lot, but hopefully you've enjoyed just a little bit of glimpse into kind of what our days are like there. I'm sure I'll talk more about it this year. I talk about it all the time. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy. This is a little bit of a shorter episode. Thanks again, as usual, for tuning in. It's crazy to me that anyone would actually listen to any of this. So thank you guys for that. And we'll catch you next week. And yeah, it's been another episode of the Mellow Mondays podcast. Peace.